Hello and welcome to the ATF cast. That's anything that fires. Here we discuss firearms, science, the day-to-day, and whether you'd like it or not, we sure don't, politics. The bounds are unscribed, the beliefs full of dis, and the bifocals simply unacceptable. We are a pinch of halava and a heaping cup of I don't know what the fuck is going on. So, join us on the journey of nonsense and an attempt to learn more while we try our best to put on a smiling face, keep our eyes upon the moon, and ride the waves of entropy in this ever-changing world. We are the ATF cast and we're just having fun. I'm your host, Evan. Joined alongside is Ruggles. It's Riley69er on the social media. And your co-host, Halava Matt. Welcome. And
welcome. Good evening.
Yes, good evening-ish. I don't even know what time it is. 4:05.
Yeah, it's afternoon, so it's more evening. Yeah.
How's your day going? Your evening, your Sunday?
So far so good.
I like
Nothing
that.
horrible's happened, so that's a good thing. Nice quiet day.
Is it rainy up there?
Yep. So rainy, and there's a lot of not really fog. It was more steam. Just everything rising. It was pretty sweet.
It sounds very nice. That was kind of like how it was this morning. I'm sure much more at his place. But I woke up and looked out and it was nice and misty and there's a little bit of steam rising off the pavement and you hear little like rivers trickling out of the gutters and stuff. I was like, ooh, it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, spring's on its way.
Yeah, finally. I saw some tulips and some buds on trees and, getting pretty excited here.
Yeah, turkey buzzards are back in town.
The buzzards are back in town.
Right?
There's a tune there somewhere.
That's why your percussions.
Yes. Riley's got the tunes because he played the sweet succulent sax.
The sexy sax.
Nice.
So today's going to be mostly just sit back and bullshit episode. Some new boot goofing. Talk a little bit about Starship and SpaceX, something that we're fascinated about, and primarily just shoot the shit. So one thing, a piece of exciting news in the world of SpaceX and Starship is the FAA that was giving Elon so many troubles down there in Boca Chica, Texas, regarding his prototype launches. They were doing an investigatory probe, and they have concluded that there is not a drastic threat to property or human life. So basically, all engines forward, full steam ahead. And
nice.
We're looking at SN10 potentially flying this week. So hopefully it happens during lunch or something again. So
that'd be
Riley
sweet.
and I can sit back and watch it in the van or, over a piece of pizza or something while we're feeding our faces with too greasy of food. That's how I really got Riley involved in the Starship excitement. We were doing that out of town work in Canton.
Like, here, eat this. Isn't space amazing?
Yeah. Space is so crazy. All the Mars photos coming back are like hard to believe. It almost looks like you could get those pictures, on Earth. It just looks like a desert, a bunch of rocks, but so far away.
Well, that's because the Earth is flat and we're not actually on Mars.
Right. Of course.
Duh. I'm sure that's
so. You guys are eating burgers and you introduce them to the life of intriguing space.
I think
there's probably like chicken.
Yeah, I think we had Chick-fil-A.
I think it was the landing, wasn't it? Wasn't the one landing for the booster, or was it the actual ship that crashed that you guys were watching together?
SN9.
Yeah,
it was an SN9.
Okay.
So it was. I watched SN8 live a couple weeks prior to that. I was actually tuned in for many days in a row for like hours at a time, just waiting for it to happen. And then I was like scrub again, and FAA cancels flight, and then finally tuned in. And it was like 3 hours into me sitting there watching the stream. Finally, you start seeing all the telltale signs that it's actually going to launch. So like tri-vent, and then the pause, and the tri-vent again, and you're like, oh, I think these engines are about to fire up. And then, lo and behold, it just that 16-story portion. Is that what it is? Yeah, 165 foot. just slowly started taking up towards the sky. And I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And it landed kind of. I mean, well, it did land spectacularly in a fireball, almost perfectly without the fireball, but very
Oh,
entertaining.
not really a landing. That was more of a, yeah.
Controlled crash.
It made contact with the ground once more.
Yeah.
Or as SpaceX calls it, a rapid unscheduled disassembly. It's,
That's perfect.
Ride. Yeah. So, having seen that with it almost landing, I was highly confident that SN9 was going to touch down beautifully. I was like, probably not even going to see any fireballs this time, Riley. It's going to be crazy, we're just going to sit back in the van. It's about to happen. Come over here. I had it pulled up on my phone and on my MacBook, was running a hotspot on the van during a little lunch break. And we sat there and watched it go up and started falling down and looked a little weird. And they started losing cameras and stuff on the Starship, which SpaceX is really good at capturing launch footage on their vehicles. So when they started losing camera feeds and stuff, I said, oh. And then it came in not quite vertically like SN8 did, but more like a 30-degree angle, kind of swiveling towards the ground, and a beautiful explosion there. So seeing that, what was the most exciting part other than the explosion, and what like really got you, because now you're following all the Instagram pages and sending me posts all day, every day that before I even see them.
Yeah. I think really it's the belly flop to going back to vertical. This is one of the craziest concepts. It makes sense, to slow down naturally, I guess, as natural as it can be. I don't know.
Yeah, with the most resistance.
Yeah. Yep. And then coming back vertical and then propulsively landing all in like just a couple minutes. It's sweet.
Yeah. And hopefully we get to see it this week, because I'm just addicted. Like having weeks between launches is killing me. Especially there's a YouTube channel, NASA Spaceflight, and every day one of the women that live down there in the retirement community, one of the few that have refused to leave and have not sold their homes to SpaceX, she spends sunrise to sunset just about every day with a camera out there capturing footage of them pouring concrete and welding starships together, and zooming in with a telephoto lens to see what parts are labeled, reading duct tape, and watching guys paint. So it's just like every day you tune in and like, oh look, they're welding SN15 right now, and SN10 sitting on the pad trying to launch. So just so eager all the time seeing all that footage.
Right.
And I just
crazy that they're that far ahead and they're just working. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you got Nosy Nancy or whatever her name is, just filming them all the time, and whatever. They got nothing to hide. We're doing good. This is just what we do.
Yeah, they're used to her Mary. I think it's Boca Chica Mary or Boca Chica Gal. Something like that. But NASA Spaceflight. I think she actually, if I understand correctly, she created the NASA Spaceflight team. So now she's got all these people working under her doing commentary and live streams, and she's just out there taking pictures, and they're just raking in money with all the super chats and stuff on YouTube, and it just all goes right back to them standing out there 24 hours a day filming rockets.
That's cool. Good for them.
Yeah, I think so. And so they have SN11. It looks like just about entirely done in the high bay. So it's potential that they'll roll that out this week if it is as far along as we think it is. So then we'll close down the freeway and roll it down the road and stand it next to SN10. So, there's even that potential that we'll see SN10 launch up with SN11 sitting there on the launch pad alongside of it, like we saw with SN9 and SN10. But they're skipping
cool.
12, 13, and 14, I think. They have SN15 being stacked. Parts for SN16. Well, they've spotted parts.
Why are they skipping the others?
So it being a prototype
numbers,
I think, and SN8 through 11 have been reasonably similar as far as their construction goes. I think SN15.
Okay, I got you.
Different internal structure, basically. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you have up to seen parts for up to SN19, I believe, and they're working on 2 boosters now. Booster number 1 is almost done, and they've spotted parts for booster number 2. So, getting pretty exciting.
You gotta love the excitement.
Absolutely. Did you watch the Perseverance live?
I did. I watched it live before they had video with it. All it was just staring at people in an office celebrating the landing, pretty much. And the suspense leading up to it.
What was your favorite part?
Well, there's a delay from Mars to here, so seeing everybody like just waiting to find out if it actually landed, it's pretty fun. They're all just sitting there worried it blew up and they wasted however many ridiculous dollar figure. Yeah, and then they finally found out it landed and everybody exploded in celebration.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you seen any of the videos and things that I've sent you this week of the Perseverance that the rover sent back?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of different videos. I can't remember which ones recently, but they had some audio of Mars and the space wind howling around the Perseverance. It sounded like a wolf or something. Scary.
And they had a microphone on the sky crane too, and that failed. So they've tried to send microphones up to Mars on rovers a large handful of times, and they almost always fail. I think just the sensitive nature of a microphone coming in an aggressive landing maneuver into an atmosphere really gets things rattled up, and usually they turn on the microphone and they just get electrical comeback. But so the one on the sky crane didn't work, but the one on the rover itself is operational. So yeah, they get to hear the mechanical buzzing, the wheels rolling across the ground, and like a Martian windstorm. That was sweet to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear someone yell, "Hey, you can't park there," or something. That would have just been awesome.
Yeah.
This is private property. Like, oh,
yeah.
There is life up there.
Yeah, I saw a couple fire memes. It's like some little gray aliens or something. Like, you don't belong here. This is our home. We don't welcome Earthlings. Go back to your home planet. Shit like that.
Saw a weird rock there. Looked like it had a M carved into it, the letter carved into it in one of the pictures.
Oh,
it's probably coincidence, but
I didn't see that. That's the Mars Galactic Federation rock.
Yep, my tinfoil hat in me says that there's life there. The Galactic Federation.
Well, maybe if they turned that rock over to its side, you would have seen the sticker that said "Made in Korea."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did we discuss the Galactic Federation idea on the show with you?
No, we haven't discussed that yet. So, I mean, I know that some astronauts from Israel and maybe Britain, France, maybe Russia and the U.S. They're up in Mars, helping them figure out some science homework.
Right. Yeah. I think it was the former head administrator for the Israeli space program came out and said aliens are real. They're visiting Earth. We can't tell the public because the public's not ready for it. We have a base with the Galactic Federation on Mars. And just like, really outlandish stuff, but, it can swing 2 different directions, I guess. Either you can say, it's a government official, they should be able to be trusted, but also, on the other hand, a lot of government officials aren't necessarily the most trustworthy characters in the story, so.
True. And some of them can't read a teleprompter. So
some of them have the same acronym as this channel. One of the most actually, they put a post on Facebook. I think Opie shared it, and they said something about remembering Waco and special agents that didn't make it through that whilst trying to execute a search warrant. So,
yep.
Look, if I was them, I wouldn't say anything publicly about Waco, especially like you don't
ever again.
Yeah, don't remind people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that time when all of America hated us? Let's remind them.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when we got children on fire?
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, now the place was booby trapped, so they let themselves up.
I thought
but it depends on what report you read.
Well,
yeah.
I was about to say it depends on the report you read, because I think the most accepted story is that the tear gas that they used against the is it the Geneva Convention?
Probably.
They pumped the building full of a type of tear gas that has been known to combust spontaneously in the past. So when they drove their tanks in and pumped tear gas through the turrets into the building to bring everybody out, but they were down in a bunker that only had one way in and could no longer escape through that route because it was full of gas. Whatever.
Oops.
So
yeah. So like I said, depends on what report you read.
Yeah.
Victors write the history books.
Yep.
Well said and disturbing. No, but I mean, regardless, I wouldn't be posting on Facebook any kind of a reminder to an event like that.
No.
Yeah.
Like people remember that time I pooped my pants and it was embarrassing. Pants were pooped and I pooped them. Remember that? Yeah. Why talk about it? Just clean yourself up and move along.
Yeah. See, you never disclose that you've shit yourself as an adult. You just pretend like that's never happened.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I don't have to pretend. I still have control down there. I've never been that scared or whatever. So
right.
I do know someone who messed himself wearing a wetsuit. So
I'd like to know that story in detail.
I'll have to tell you that story at some point, but yeah, they're not that giving, so they're rather tight. So you can imagine where all that went everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to rockets.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, Mars, the Space Federation. Living long and prospering. So I don't know. I'm sure there's aliens. Have they been down here hanging out with us? I don't know. Yeah. But it's extremely plausible, right? So,
especially things coming out like the Pentagon released footage of F-16s chasing UFOs and things of that nature.
Yep.
That's
when you're chasing a giant tic tac that does 0 to 4 Gs in half a second or whatever, it's like we can't do that. So not from here.
It went like, I'd have to look at the exact numbers, but it went, I think, many hundreds of miles in about 10 seconds.
Great.
I think it also went from like 30,000 feet elevation to below sea level in like half a second or something, a crazy number that we are not capable of.
No, not yet anyways, not with our technology. I mean, imagine trying to do that. Your colon would be in your esophagus. Right? Moving along and then you just drop. So that'd make a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pulled up some numbers here. What happened in that case is the object that they were observing went from 60,000 feet to 50 feet above the Pacific Ocean without any sonic booms in a fraction of a second. So even if we had the technology capable of that, I don't think that a human pilot could be able to withstand that. So
No, and that's even obviously way faster than gravity, right? So you have something that's terminal velocity. No matter what you drop, at some point it's going to get to the one speed. It can't go any faster because it's just falling. So something going past that and then stopping 60,000 feet to 50 feet above the water. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, and all the world's engineers and scientists all communicate with each other because they have a common goal of progressing. So if one person had that information, we'd all have it. Why would you hide that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. Well, like the one pilot that was flying it or filming it, they said, what was it? And he goes, I don't know, but I want to fly it.
yeah,
Right? I don't believe him.
It's a lot cooler than what we got.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I want to fly it.
Yeah, and there's people like, oh, it's probably a bird. I don't know of any bird that can go from 60,000 feet, well, let alone be at 60,000 feet, and down to 50 feet, and just maneuver in that manner. And low battery warning.
Maybe one of those birds with the propulsive engine on the back of it,
right?
As occurs so naturally in nature.
Well, the other thing is in thermal imaging, they saw no signs of heat coming from anywhere on the object. So, classically, our way of
propulsion was it utilizing?
Right, the bending of space-time or something of the sort.
Yeah, maybe it was the Roadrunner, and he got something cool from Acme.
Yeah, it's probably
Warner Brothers spaceship.
I'd like to see that adaptation of that cartoon. UFO type Roadrunner shit. That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to have the alien. Oh, what was his name? I remember at some point.
Rick would know.
Yeah, he would. Marty the Martian.
There you go, Marty the Martian.
Is that right?
Is that it?
I need a fact check here.
I believe you're right. Or Martin. Maybe it was Martin. Just as close friends call him Marty.
Martin feels more close. Martin the.
Or is that the one with Doc from Back to the Future, and he was the Martian that came to Earth?
Marvin.
Yeah,
we were so close. Well,
so close. We knew it started with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah. So SpaceX. Back to rockets, right? We're gonna cover rockets. Yeah. Anything that fires. Last week, SpaceX was conducting one of their casual Starlink missions, launching 60 Starlink satellites into orbit around Earth to provide, internet to everywhere on the surface of the planet, and it was
for free.
Well, yeah, I think
at some point, right?
Yeah. Beta mode is not free, but so they had conducted. I don't want to get this number wrong. It was either 23 or 24 back-to-back landings. And last week was the first Falcon 9 rocket in such a string that did not successfully land on the barge. But what's cool about that is, we're so used to them landing that it's almost become boring. So them missing a landing and the rocket exploding is now a news story. It used to be like, oh, that's impossible. Look at them trying. They're dumb. They were always exploding. And then it was just like, oh yeah, they landed it again. Whatever. It's boring.
Well, they got this down pat. Nothing fun to see here. Right. So how did that land or crash? Did it totally miss the barge, or did it hit part of it?
It totally missed the barge. So there was they have the cam on the barge, and they're waiting, to see the footage of the landing. And there was like 3 seagulls sitting on the deck of the boat. And they're like, huh, usually you get sonic booms and stuff by now. Those birds would have been terrified and flown away. And then you see the sky light up in like a flash of orange, and then just nothing, silence. I think the birds even stuck around for a moment. But what, some internet sleuths figured out is you could take the time from the illumination of the sky, the orange flash, to the time that the seagulls on the deck actually flew away, and figure out how far from the barge the Falcon 9 rocket was when it blew up or just hit the water or whatever happened. Which I don't have those figures in front of me, but you have this whole community of space nerds that just sit there and watch everything that these companies are doing and hang out on YouTube, and they're like, oh, that's crazy. Hey, you know what? I think I can do some math real quick. And they just immediately get going and doing a little internet community sleuthing investigation, probably before SpaceX even had the chance. They're like, oh man, something weird happened. Hey, SpaceX, this is exactly how long it took for your rocket to explode and yada, yada, But we haven't heard anything official back from SpaceX,
Well, SpaceX is probably trying to be a little quieter with their math because, recently math has been accused of being racist.
Yeah.
Is that
so?
Hold on. Usually I would just go, haha, that's a good joke. But did that happen?
No, seriously. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you those links. Well, let's keep talking about rockets and stuff. But yeah, there's some groups that say that math in itself is racist.
Well, me personally, I think I'm a little out of rocket news. Riley, do you have anything?
Oh, other than the meme of the Raptor engine with the under Doge sign on it.
Yeah. Oh, see, okay, that's something fun to talk about. So I don't know how closely you've been following like cryptocurrencies and the stock market and all that crazy stuff recently, Dad. But so you've got Bitcoin and you've got Dogecoin, which Dogecoin was made based off of the Doge meme that was an internet sensation for so long. And so it's a joke cryptocurrency. Someone made it and they're like, yeah, just everyone's making crypto coins. I'm just going to make this. That's a fun joke. But the community online and Elon Musk himself have been trying to raise the value of Dogecoin. They want it to actually be the crypto coin of the future. So Elon Musk has been tweeting, just some fire memes, and just you'd have to pull up his Twitter page because it's just like, video of rocket landing and then Dogecoin to the moon, hashtag Bitcoin, one nation under Doge. And it's just like a whole bunch of memes and stuff relating to Dogecoin, the meme based currency. So, the SEC has said that they may potentially begin an investigation into Elon Musk's tweets regarding Dogecoin because, if he has a lot of money put into it and he has the ability to tweet hashtag Dogecoin and the value goes up 200%, and then he can sell off some of his coin and, make money. So they're worried that he may be manipulating the crypto market, which is, an unregulated market as it stands already. So the government doesn't have any business investigating that, in my opinion. But
well, they don't have any money invested in it, so they're upset because they're not making anything.
Right.
Probably right.
They proposed the most recent tax, new tax. Which, I don't know if you've heard about that. The financial transaction tax would be a $1 charge for every $1,000 in financial transactions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't do that.
But so, Elon being so closely tied to Dogecoin and being the man at the spear point of SpaceX, they got a new Raptor engine delivered to the Boca Chica facility this week to swap one of the engines on the SN10. When they did a test fire, they said one is a little suspect, so we're going to swap an engine. So Boca Chica Gal Mary filmed the video of it, rolling up on the truck. They uncover it, and they've got like a box of parts or just, some kind of packing method to keep things from wiggling around. And the box says under Doge. Is that under Doge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now he's sliding the Dogecoin memes into his rocket engines just to inspire the world.
Well, I think just sending your own car into space with a spacesuit driving it is inspirational.
Don't panic.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think he's having a lot of fun with he wants to take the Starship literally to the moon. So the whole Dogecoin, Doge to the moon. He's like, okay, I'm going to start tying Doge into my rocket engines. So
then Doge will literally go to the moon.
Yeah. So they're trying to bump the value on that because, not only would it be awesome because the best reality is spawned from comedy and satire, but
yes,
a lot of people would like to get rich on some crypto and have a currency that's unable to be regulated by the financial super beings at large, whatever you want to call it.
The government.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
The elites.
The elites.
We're the Federal Trades Commission. We need to look at your books. We don't have any. It's all made up money. But no, you have no jurisdiction. Have a nice day. There's a burger place up the road. Go get something to eat.
There you go. So as far as rocket news goes, again this week unprepared in regards to show notes and things. So this is all off the cuff.
Yeah, you've been a little busy.
Yeah, a little bit here and there. You got anything space related you'd like to chat about?
That's me or Ruggles?
Well, the both of you. He says that's about all the space he's got. So have you found anything, seen anything that you'd like to chat about here?
No.
No.
So I mean, there's a secret Federation facility on Mars from aliens from all other planets. So I'm going to guess it's kind of like a Men in Black facility. We were invited, so I don't know if we're test subjects or what, right? So like, oh, we're going to be the first astronauts to go there and check it out. Well, enjoy your probe. So
okay. See, I hadn't thought about it negatively like that. I was like, oh, that sounds sweet. And go hang out with the aliens. And you're like, haha, dummies going over there getting probed.
Well, I don't know. I mean, China's anal swabbing people for COVID now, so I mean they're getting their information from somewhere.
As long as it's not an anal probe, I think I'd be down.
I mean the aliens get probed a little, whatever.
No problem. They're trying to figure stuff out too.
Just depends on the hand size of the proctologist, I guess.
Look, man, you can probe me if I can probe you, all right?
Jeez,
a great ride to Mars.
Than,
what planet are you from? All right, let's get to probe it.
Laugh turns into me.
Oh, I thought you guys were small. Okay. Would you so suppose there is a galactic federation and they're just holding back and not giving us the rides on their spaceships because the public's not ready for that because the public can't handle many things because
the public's not ready for that because no one explained it to anybody yet, right? A child growing up's not ready to cook until they're taught to cook, right? They're not ready to tie their own shoe until they're taught to tie their own shoe, right? The child sitting there never understood what laces were because the shoes just put on for them and tied by their mom and dad. And now at some point you have to explain it to them. They go, oh, that's what that is, right? So there has to be an explanation for what is out there, right? If we think that we're the only planet out of the gajillion planets out there that we can't count because there's more planets than there is sand on the earth, then we're pretty naive. Okay. So whether that alien life, right? Because they're not from here. I'm not talking about illegals. I'm talking about aliens not of Earth in itself. Whether we're the advanced race and we haven't been out to find them yet, right? They could be behind us, or whether they're a million years more advanced than we are. I don't know. There's so many probabilities. Okay, it's plausible. It's very, very plausible that yeah, they've been coming here for a long time. If you're looking at Mayan and Aztec and Mesopotamian and all these other cultures, ancestral and ancient ruins, and they all have similarities. They didn't know each other. How did they have the same sculpture? Right? Why would they have the same styled god if there wasn't a way for everyone to have seen it at that time? So, yeah, are aliens real? Sure. Have they been to my house for dinner? No, I don't know any of them, right? And if they were, I don't know, maybe they look just like us, right? So if they're walking down the street and they look exactly like us because they're genetically the same as us or whatever, then how are you going to point them out, right? If a Shih Tzu comes running up to you and be like, "Hey, buddy, you got a light?" And he's got a cigarette or whatever, be like, "Whoa, okay." So there you go, start jumping into some Men in Black theories or whatever. But do I think it's plausible? Yeah. But at some point, you have to tell people that that's what that is. Right? I mean, years ago, I'm sure people were like, "Oh, you can't ride a horse really, really fast. Humans can't run that fast. So our head will fall off if you try to ride the horse that goes 35 miles an hour. Your body will fall apart. We weren't designed for that." Well, we ride horses now, right? So we have to learn and be explained things.
Well, hopefully the ATF is upset by our name at some point, tunes into this show, and passes the word down the line, and finally we get some true disclosure about the smoking dogs and the
right?
people walking among us and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Talking about aliens being genetically the same as us, I saw a theory one of these days about how we used to inhabit Mars and the planet was dying, so they sent 2 people to Earth, Adam and Eve, and now we're here. So
yeah,
maybe we're just repeating our own history. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. We got 1 lifeboat left. There's only room for 2. Get out of here.
Or maybe they sent people to different parts of the galaxy, different parts of the universe. We might not all look the same.
Right. I mean, Noah's Ark, when it's saying take 2 of every animal onto your ark so that you can repopulate when you're done. That's ginormous. And think of all the food and water you're going to need. So was that just, I've heard theories of it just being a DNA bank.
Right.
Right. So you have a vial of elephant and another vial of female elephant. And now you have all these vials. Yeah. Okay. There's some Jurassic Park stuff there. Right. I mean, it just makes sense. So I don't know. Really I wasn't there. So I can't tell you for sure. But is it plausible? Absolutely.
Yeah. I really enjoy the image in my head that is Noah with his staff and his big old beard, like mixing up some DNA samples in his centrifuge and sticking them in the fridge, and then that's enjoyable.
Yeah,
it is enjoyable.
Yeah, like wait, where do we put the dinosaurs at? Where's the dinosaur box? Shit.
Well, they dropped that one.
Yeah.
When they made it left, it fell off the shelf. You're like, no more dinosaurs. We should have used plastic.
There's dinosaur cum rockets everywhere. Have you
stepped in a T-Rex.
Have you seen that clip of Elon Musk in his most recent interview with Joe Rogan?
No.
Let me see.
I don't think I have.
Because it is thoroughly enjoyable. So no longer the world's richest man for the moment, but
Why? Who beat him?
I don't know. I think Jeff might be on top again or something, Mr. Bezos, but it's always jumping back and forth. But
oh yeah, because Elon Musk paid for insurance for all of his people, so yeah, his pricing probably came, his finances came down or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Vice is crazy.
I have no clue. Let's see.
Was it?
Yeah, Elon.
Might just be that top video, you think?
Elon Musk and artificial intelligence.
Elon, I want to go, but they won't let me go to Mars.
Okay.
What a title.
First, tell me if you can hear this.
Nope.
No? You want robot there. Yeah, do you hear the audio?
Well, no, you have it paused. I could barely hear it.
Okay. Hold on. Let's do some science here. Something. That should do it, probably. I don't know. I turn it up all the way, so we'll see. This is the fun part about being live.
But it acts like a life form. It has a desire.
I don't know. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
All right. It's a little quiet for me.
Okay. Well, we got this. See if this does something for you.
That's what you asked. If we create some sort of silicon-based life form,
There you go.
acts like a life form. It has a desire. There was, I think, in Australia a few years ago, an artificial insemination lab that had a bunch of bulges stored in canisters, but it overheated, and so you're basically exploding bulges all over the place. Really?
Oh, jeez.
Just go everywhere. Yeah, just dumb rockets all over the place. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Clean up and
Clean up in Lab 4. Oh, that's horrible.
What I really enjoy about him is he's sitting there talking about, terraforming Mars and artificial suns and how you can, make a better electric plane, even though he doesn't want to do it. But this is exactly how you could do it. I've thought about it a lot and, yada, yada, yada. And then just starts dying laughing. He's like, oh, come rockets everywhere. It's just, he'll just flash in the middle of so much science and intelligence. And then he just starts dying laughing.
Yeah, he's dying laughing because he's normal.
Yeah, that's good. I, to be fair, I haven't seen Jeff Bezos sitting there laughing about exploding bulges or anything of that nature. So, who's the better billionaire?
He's worried about driving his employees into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Heard
Well,
that.
heard that. I did.
Yeah.
I want to terraform that Mars.
What's that?
I want to terraform that Mars. I'm going to terraform that Mars. I'm going to terraform that Mars. I'm going to terraform that Mars.
Is that supposed to be I'm going to pet that dog?
Yeah, but that's the best I could do.
You're
I don't have any.
days. What happened to you?
I don't have any bourbon in me.
No, it was a compliment. You are up with the times. Highly impressed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I'm gonna pet that dog. I'm gonna terraform Mars. That's about the same thing.
Yeah, no, I got it there at the end. Oh man, it is fire in here. Much spicy, such heat.
Oh, you know what happens to labs in Australia when they get overheated? Better be careful.
Oh, that's foul.
Hey, I just found out about it. Just thought I'd share.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Open a window.
Oh, it's wide open. Been wide open all day.
As wide open as it can be.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Oh.
Gained 2 inches. More a man now.
Look at you getting all grown up.
Finally, puberty hit.
What's your mug say?
Oh, this was a gift from my girlfriend when I got my journeyman electrical certificate. It says, "I'm an electrician." It's electrician spelled wrong 3 times, crossed out, and then says, "I cut wires." It's
It was very kind of her.
Yeah, it reminds me of how intelligent I am. Because
not.
I cut wires.
Yeah, but you do it appropriately. You don't do it while they're plugged in, right? You haven't skipped across the pavement yet, so you're doing good.
Never done anything the wrong ever. Not once. Speaking of what?
Speaking of live wires and cutting them.
Oh.
I've never blown up a tool. Jeff stole my dikes, side cutters. Sorry, I'm going to be politically correct. Immediately blew them up.
What? When?
Blew them up, dude. Live stance Thursday or Friday. Just blew them up, dude. I was pretty upset. I broke my lineman before I blew them up.
That's a shame. I've never broken a pair of linemen. I've blown up a couple tools. I don't think anyone's taken my dikes and exploded them. I mean, diagonal cutters.
Right.
Yeah. Be careful around these parts now. Oh yeah. What I wanted to go into more depth with, because I haven't heard about it.
Well, they're dikes.
Well, careful. We're gonna get canceled. Why is math racist?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
It's saying that there is no definitive answer. Like 2 + 2 could actually equal 5 is kind of like the basic easiest way to explain it. That they're saying that, what if 2 + 2 is actually 5? So isn't that racist? No, numbers are just a base for everybody to use. Right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you can throw math in with it being racist. So did they tell different races that different math works differently? No, it is a standard and a normal across the board, right? 2 + 2 = 4. So someone on the abacus, tink, tink, yep, that's 4. Or someone with calculator, someone with 4 apples or 2 apples and 2 bananas, there's 4 fruit, right? It just comes up that way. So there are just people that want to complain and cry about everything and blame others for things. It's like, can't you just shut up? Right? Don't you have somewhere else to be stupid? Just go home, relax, think about what you're trying to say, and then shut up. Right?
I think it's great that people have power, but I think people are abusing their power. Once they realized they had power, they abused it. And now they're targeting anybody that says something they don't agree with. So now it's like you're constantly filling around everything you're doing, you know.
Yep.
So, recreational outrage. It's like maybe I thought we had a pretty good supply of entertainment and like routes to self-occupy yourself in this world, that we could get by playing some video games or watching a good film and not sitting there doing a roundabout explanation about why math may be racist. Like, I just don't.
Right. or like if I told a story that, when I was a kid, I was a little pudgier, so my brothers and sisters called me Fat Matt, right? Some people be like, "Oh my Lord, you can't say that. What about little fat Billy up the road? You're going to hurt his feelings." I'll be like, "You just called him fat. You call him little fat Billy." Well, plump children should not have their feelings hurt. Well, then quit talking, So, what? I survived being called Fat Matt. It's what my siblings did, right? If you can't take some picking on and grow from that, right? I'm not saying abuse someone, but just lightheartedly joking, okay? You get a little thicker skin. You get someone who gets yelled at for the very first time in their entire life is when they're in boot camp. Yes, they're going to write a letter home to mom saying that they were yelled at, and their feelings were hurt and they were scared. Well, mom should have yelled at them at some point when they're little, or her, right? So whoever it is should be able to deal with it, or at least should have some common sense that you're going to get yelled at, right? They have 72 people that they're trying to teach something in a short amount of time. If you're not quick enough, you're going to get yelled at to hurry up. Oh, I need a timeout because my stress level got too high. Well, when the bullets are cracking over your head, don't hold up your timeout card. The enemy do not accept those. So, I don't know. I don't understand why everyone has to be so coddled, right? You should be polite to others. You should take care of others. You should help others. You should build others up, right? Those people that tell you you can't do something, you can't do something, you can't. Typically, they haven't, right? It's usually people like, let's say, Elon Musk. He'd probably tell you, heck yeah, you want to do that? Go do that. Right? He wanted to do something. Some of his heroes as he was a kid told him, yeah, that's impossible. You can't do that. Well, broke his heart, right? Your hero's telling you you can't do something. Well, guess what? He went and did it a lot.
Yeah.
So there's the difference. Okay. So don't be so sensitive about everything and look for a good reason to cry. Well, my life is just so hard because it was misty out today and I wanted it to be sunny. Deal with what you have, move along. Okay? If it snows, shovel. If it's sunny, go for a walk. I don't care, but do well with what you have.
A woman.
A woman.
And a man.
All right, so
terraformed Earth from Mars.
We've just introduced a new segment. It is the Inspiration Corner with Matt. It's going to be a recurring segment here on the Anything That Fires podcast. We're going to tell you how to thicken up your skin.
Thicken it up, right? Fun story. When I was assistant scoutmaster with the Boy Scouts, standing there, and I'm noticing one Boy Scout throwing some rocks and stuff at the other Boy Scouts, just a little pea gravel or whatever, picking on them, yelling at them and things. And then they start picking on him, calling him fat and everything. Well, Little guy was overweight, whatever. So he comes running over to me and tell Mr. Halava that, the other boys are picking on him and calling him fat and everything. And I said, well, you are fat and you were throwing rocks at them. So what do you expect? I said, now here's the thing. When I was little, I told him the story. My brothers and sisters called me Fat Matt. Do I look fat? He's like, no. I said, okay. You might be fat right now, and they might call you fat, but as you grow, you might grow up tall and thin. I don't know, but don't be so worried about them calling you fat, right? I'm upset that you were throwing rocks and stuff at them. Do you understand? He's like, yeah. I said, good. Take your fat butt back over there and keep playing. So I slapped him down when he first came over, told him that he is fat, and it's his fault for them picking on him. Are they going to pick on him if he was being polite to him? No, right? Be nice to others. By rights, they should be nice to you, right? Do unto others as you want done to you. So I explained that life can change. He can change, right? You don't know what the future is going to hold. I explained all that to him. And then brought him, I don't know. That's just me. That's the way I dealt with it.
Well, I suppose there's many ways to deal with bullies. Was it before the show we were talking about my sweet sister, her warm soul, taking care of business?
Yes.
In her youth. I think
yes.
Put that story on air. I think we're in a pretty good topic range for that at the moment.
You want that out there?
Yeah, okay. I want that out there so that I can clip it in YouTube and send it to her, and so the world may know to not mess with her.
She is very kind, right? Brianna, which means lion-hearted. She has one of the sweetest souls, and she accepts everybody, right? Just like you were taught, right? All of us, you accept others, and until they prove to a point that you're not going to hang out with them, right? So when she was little, I took her to an indoor playground. You're running around all the tubes and tunnels and everything. The floor is all matted. She wanted to go up a ladder, get up in the tunnels, get to a slide. And a boy that was twice her age and more than twice her size wouldn't let her up the ladder. So she came over to me and she's like, Papa, that boy won't move. I'm like, I know, honey. I was watching. She's like, tell him to move. I'm like, well, Papa won't always be there. So I'm going to watch, but I would like for you to go and ask him to move. If he doesn't move, maybe try walking around him and then go up the ladder. But be polite. She's like, okay. Nice little pep talk. She got it. And off she went. I was very proud that she's going to go try, because most people aren't going to go try, right? So she goes, and I can see her talking to a little boy. He won't move. Or the big boy to her, right? The kid's twice her size, twice her age. She's maybe 5. He's 10, 11. So she walks around him and starts climbing up the ladder. Well, he grabs her by her belt and her pants, pulls her off the ladder. She lands on the floor, hits her head. She leans up, stands up, her eyebrows drop, and she punched him nice and solid. And he started screaming before his head even got back. Just, Rah! She felt horrible. You can see it in her face. She felt horrible for making the child cry. So she comes over and she's like, I made him cry. I said, I know, but he pulled you down and hurt you. So you're protecting yourself, and that's okay. You can't just walk up to someone and punch them. That's not nice. What you did was okay. So I was explaining that. At this point, the boy's father comes over to me and tells me that my little girl punched her son. I'm like, yeah, I know. I saw. Your son pulled her off the ladder. Well, back and forth of that a couple of times, and tells me he thinks that is disgusting that I teach my daughter to punch, to hit someone. So I think it's disgusting that you teach your little boy to pick on a little girl, someone who's half his age, half his size, right? Shouldn't he be a gentleman? Back and forth, we're bantering. So again, he tells me he thinks it's disgusting that I taught my little girl to punch. So I stood up and asked him if he wanted to continue the conversation. We can go outside and talk. He quickly did not speak and was fine. So I looked at my daughter, who was like, I'm not sure what's going on, but I don't know if I like this, but I'm okay because my dad's got it, I guess. And I said, you did a great job, honey. Let's go get a cookie. So we went to the little cafeteria thing there. We got some cookies and milk and talked about how to be nice to others, but still protect yourself. So, yeah. If you are ever talking to her and her eyebrows drop, back up. Back up. It's fair warning. She's giving you a warning.
Either you're going to get punched in the mouth or you're going to get hammer fisted. As Hunter and I got attacked with hammers on many occasions.
Oh, yo.
Well, when your older sister tells you to stop doing things several times and you don't, it was hammer fisting time. Yeah. You got pummeled.
Yeah. Once or twice. You know, I still see her. Either she gets really excited and does her excited fists, yee, or I still see her sometimes give someone the hammer. Seen at the bar a couple times, you know, a coworker like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Giving a little playful hammer on the back, but yeah, Bree's a sweet soul, not one to be fucked with.
No, beautiful spirit. Don't mess with her. So you're the same way. Huge heart. Don't mess with me, right?
So we got a comment coming in here. And I would not like to go into that. And
he misspelled police.
Oh, yeah.
She was arresting you. Yeah.
Look, Sick Nick, we're not trying to get canceled. All right. It's episode 3. We're doing good. We're having fun. Yeah.
The handling of bullies, I was taught.
Yeah, the handling of bullies. Always be polite, right? Be as kind as you can till such time that you can't.
Or become the bully, especially if someone's kicking the back of the chair.
Okay. That was part of the trial. I got picked on, and I also had a very short temper, so I didn't let myself get picked on for very long in an altercation. But no matter what, if I started a fight, if I hit him, if I didn't hit him, and let them hit me, no matter what, I would get punished when I'd go home, get whooped or whatever. So,
right.
As a small child, I didn't understand the lesson, but the point is, my dad was trying to teach me to just do your best to avoid confrontation. If you don't have to get in a fight, then don't get in a fight.
Right.
So, yeah. But, I had a short temper, so every once in a while I'd still fight. But
it happens, right? Yeah. I'd rather talk my way out of a fight if someone wants to fight. I'd rather not fight. Fighting hurts, even if you're good at it, right? You're still going to get hurt.
Yes.
And there are plenty of people out there who are dealing with having to live with, what they've done, or are incarcerated for involuntary manslaughter because they wanted to get in a fight. They had a temper and they punched someone. Well, from that one single punch, only punched him once. For whatever reason, you hit them, their head hit the table on the way down, hit the concrete floor, you knocked them down some stairs, whatever it was, that person expired, well, they died, right? So now you didn't mean to murder them, but your action caused their death. So involuntary manslaughter, you're going away for a long time, right? Plus you have to live with the stupidity that came from you, right? You made a bad choice. Now, someone attacking you or your family and you defend yourself, okay, that's self-defense, obviously. But being stupid because, hey, you look at my girlfriend, you're like, is her name Megan? Right? And she looks like a friend of mine's daughter. Is her name Megan? Right? I'd try talking my way out of it. I'd be like, yeah, where'd she get the blouse? Huh? Where'd she get her shirt? My wife would love that, right? Say something. Try to make a normal conversation. I'll be like, yeah, I'm looking at her. What are you going to do about it? Well, both of you are being stupid.
Yeah.
Right? So be kind.
Be kind or you may get sued. It's like Nick wanted to point out that everyone wants to sue you these days, even for gentle things.
Yeah, he says these days everyone wants to sue your. Well, what about the rest of you? Why is it just that part that gets...
I'm taking your ass to prison.
Yeah, and the rest of you can stay at your house. You won't want to go out because you have no acetol.
That's such a pure dad joke.
Right? That's why I got to carry 2 wallets and a hanky to make me look like I have one.
Good. Oof, good stuff.
Comedy gold.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, that was some fantastic stories. Dad, did you have anything you're thinking about this week, or anything that you had happen this week that you wanted to kind of chat about, mention, have some fun with, or anything of that nature?
No, not really. Not nothing out of the ordinary. Work is good, right? Work with good people. Some of the email correspondence can be stressful between customers and whatnot. But I mean, obviously nothing negative. Just quick questions of, well, do you make that in left hand? So yeah, we do that in left hand too. But okay, but I'm left-handed, so I'll do that in left hand. Oh no, we do that left-handed. Okay, well, will it fit me because I'm left-handed? Be kind, right? They don't know. So some people in the firearm industry get stressed out quickly by those who don't know. But, if someone's ignorant to the facts, it doesn't mean they're stupid. It means I don't know, right? So someone says, hey, did you know this about Elon Musk? No, I didn't. I'm ignorant to that. I didn't know that, right? I'm just finding out now. So that's not a bad thing. Recently, there have been so many people that are new into firearms because of the state of I would say the entire world, but the majority of there's stupidity running everywhere. I mean, Russia's got issues and there's issues everywhere. Anyways, with so many people being brand new to firearms, yeah, they're ignorant to a lot of stuff. So when you do start getting stressed by someone asking you questions, take a moment, take a breath, give them the answer. If they don't understand, you might give them the answer in another direction, right? Because it may not be that they don't understand what you're explaining to them. Maybe you're not explaining it to them in the way that they understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when people get stressed or they keep asking the same thing and you keep telling them exactly the same answer, you might give them that answer and say, and this is why, right? Now give them a little history as to it or whatever and let them understand. When you and Brianna were little, we'd be driving along, you guys would be like, what's that? I'm like, what's what? That red spinny thing. That's the radar dish over at the airport. You want to know what it does? Yeah, right. Me just telling you that it's a little spinny thing for radar doesn't really help. So I explained everything that I know about radar, how it's talking to each airplane to find out where things are at, and blah blah blah. So I'll give you a 15-minute explanation on things. Obviously, I like to talk. But when you're little, you guys just absorbed all that. It was a good time, right? You might be driving along, and it could be a 20-minute car ride, could be a 4-hour car ride, and we're just talking and explaining things to each other and having fun, and that is a wonderful way to learn. So if someone's not understanding the way what you're telling them, you may change how you're telling them. I don't know how I got to that point with the conversation, but tips from Dad.
I'm going to find a name for this segment. Just you wait. Come back to me. It's Sunday. Brain's not working on full power. What about you, Ruggles? Anything happened to you this week or happened in the future you're excited about, or just any random shit you'd like to chat about as we're coming to an end here, or approaching it anyway?
New gun, new truck soon.
Ooh, okay. What's your new gun? What are you looking at?
A Marlin 1895. I don't know if I want the dark series or the traditional. Still debating on that one. But yeah. Then a new truck. Main goal is a old square body Chevy. If not,
nice.
Just get a Ford fucking Ranger.
That's exciting. It's a good way to go. So, what caliber is your lever action going to be in?
4570.
Oh yeah. Can't have anything less than a 45 in her name.
Well, you could put a deer down. It's mainly going to be for hunting. It's also fun. Little cowboy, lever action's always good fun. But 4570 is good for a deer. You can put deer down with smaller caliber, but 4570 will put it down. So
yeah, you don't have to chase it.
Right.
You won't just kill the deer, you'll kill its soul.
Yeah, I remember that customer.
Oh wait, is that a story from you?
Yeah, I did have that customer, which Colion Noir was talking in one of his videos a long time ago. This was years ago because it was before he was so prominent. But he was talking about people and their calibers and how they feel or whatever. And then I had a customer that actually came into the gun shop and was like, yep, you got any 45s? I'm like, yeah, we have, these are the ones we have. He goes, because 9mm might kill a man, but a 45 will kill a soul. Okay. You don't get a background check to fill out because you're cuckoo. So I just kind of like, okay. Didn't know we're trying to kill souls. We were just trying to drop, the threat.
You don't want that threat coming back to haunt you now, do you?
No, that's why you call Ghostbusters at that point. Let them bring their whatever and plasma them up.
Your plasma vacuum 3000. The name. You know what I'm talking about.
See, right. Me, I would just call it the Turd Cutter 2000 or something. Yeah. Yeah, it'd have fun with it.
It's what the aliens call their blasters.
What?
The Turd Cutter is the probing.
Get the Turd Cutter 2000.
Okay.
We're gonna go full semi-auto on them.
emptied this whole 30 caliber clip of zine in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And 1.4 seconds of pure, unadulterated 30
Soul.
mil calzones.
Calzones.
Oh, I like a good calzone.
Yeah, see, now I'm starting to think about food again.
Again, did part of your brain ever stop? I think there's one wheel in there that's always going,
Okay, well,
You get that from me.
True. Yes. It is that little wheel has come to the front of my brain yet again, and a calzone sounds fantastic.
It does.
Fantastic.
I've been thinking about tacos.
Just thinking about tacos. That does sound great.
It's not even Tuesday.
It's always Tuesday. It's always Taco Tuesday.
You can eat the Lord's tacos on Sunday.
Right?
They could be interpreted in a couple different wrong directions.
No, we'll go with the way that he meant it. Don't let your brain bounce.
Well, I'm still never certain about the way he means things, so
That's a valid point too.
Well, that's just about all I have this week, and I think, literally on fire right now. I've been sweating my ass off and cursing way too much in front of the child behind us. My apologies. She's gonna be a sailor when she grows up.
Yeah.
She's writing it all down so that when she goes into therapy later, she'll have.
Now remember,
She'll be like, yeah, on this day, oh Lord, they talked about
the Lord's tacos and how one may eat them.
A chimichanga.
But so I'm gonna bring this little new boot goofing session to an end here, just so I can cool off a little bit and rainfall on me. Drink some iced coffee, not the hot stuff. Maybe even a not warm beer, because that's not helping either. Still pretty tasty, but
maybe you go ahead and collect some of that rainwater, and then you can use, some type of filter. Just have some nice fresh water. That's the newest thing for another go bag.
Nice.
So.
Is that the Sawyer mini straw?
Sawyer. Yeah.
So
great.
Percent of microplastics. All of
It's good stuff.
Wow.
It tastes good. I mean, not that I lick the outside of it, but I'm saying it cleans up the water and it tastes good. So that was the most recent thing that I got for another go bag.
You could test it out, put it in some dirty toilet water. I saw somebody do that on like Mythbusters or something.
Yeah, I see. No, I don't think so. I would rather just put a tarp outside, collect some rainwater, maybe grab some snow, let the snow melt, and then use the straw and be like, okay, that's good. I'm fine with that.
I want to try
but I don't think I'm going to toilet water test.
No. Yeah, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Try it in a beer or something. See if it's only water that comes out the other end. Probably ruin the straw, but it would be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun. Now, it might be fun to squeeze like lemon juice in the front of it, and then hook it up to the bottle and tell someone that you got it from the urinal and you want to see if it's clean. And then they try it, but they get that lemon flavor and they're like, it was a little bitter. Oh, that was the wrong filter. That was the old one. Sorry.
I would.
Pretco jokes are fun, but
yeah, you should pull that on someone at work and record it and send it to
it. I know a couple that would try it. They'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Be like, ooh, is that hazelnut?
Oh, gross. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Anyways,
I think
enjoy. Go get yourself rained on or whatever.
Yeah. One of these cool off options might even take like an ice cold shower or something. It's funny. It was freezing cold in here all day. I had like I had a shirt, long sleeve shirt. I had a sweater on. I had a pair of socks, my sweatpants. I was like, man, it's so cold. Something happened, and it is spicy. Or is that just me? Is it spicy in here?
Oh, it's spicy.
It's spicy.
I'm comfortable.
You look real comfy. Thanks for rubbing it in.
I am. Yeah, you're welcome.
I think I'd like to thank Sick Nick for tuning in. I don't know if he's still around. I can't really tell those things, and I still barely know what I'm doing with all the software. But if you're out there, Nick, if you can hear us, we love you. And
big hugs, little fella.
Yeah, biggest, sweatiest hugs. I'm coming over to give you one of these sweaty, smelly hugs that I could offer you at this very moment.
No beard eating.
Oh, no. Oh, let's not talk about that right now. I would like to eat. So, for anybody that just tuned in and watched or will give us a listen in the future, thanks for coming over. New Boot Goofing with their very unstructured episode today. It is only episode 3 of Anything That Fires anyway, so stick around and tune in every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a little bit of fun, couple laughs, maybe Ruggles or 2, some gunsplaining, and who knows what's going to happen. I know for sure next week we have that sweet soul that likes to punch you in the face if you're too much an asshole, joining us to talk about anything that fires. We're going to twist that around a little bit and talk about her food and booze endeavors down there in Louisville, Kentucky. So
you got to fire up the grill.
Yeah, fire up the grill, pour yourself a bourbon, tune in next Sunday at 4 p.m. to make yourself hungry, sip alongside of us. Again, this is the Anything That Fires podcast. Thank you, Ruggles, for coming in. The spicy room.
Thanks, Ruggles. Good seeing you guys.
Great seeing you.
All right. Whatever that is.
I don't know.
Okay, so something hot rain can't talk. Keep your eye on the moon. We'll see you guys.
Keep your eye on the moon.